Hey everybody, this is Sophia Nelson, the founder of the Redefining Freedom Center, and I wanted to hop on and give you my thoughts on the events of the last 48 hours. I was thinking this week about a true American hero, Jim Lovell, astronaut, passed away this week at the ripe age of like 98 years old, and I was thinking about the fact that I'm trending towards 60 years old in the next few years, and thinking about the things that I remember as a girl and as a young woman, and, going into my college years, into law school, etc. And I was thinking about America and what America meant to the world. I remember Ronald Reagan well. Say what you will about Ronald Reagan, but he was very firm. He and Margaret Thatcher, when they kind of ran the world together, it was a tough, firm place about the ideas of freedom, democracy, exceptionalism, and sovereignty of nations, and working together to strengthen NATO, to make sure that we never, ever again return to that World War II, pre-World War II, post-World War II era. And I was thinking about all the presidents we've had since Reagan. Probably the first president I truly remember is Jimmy Carter, and I thought about the way he brought together Anwar Sadat and Menachem Begin together to have them come up with peace at the Camp David Accords. And I was thinking about the fact that even Richard Nixon, who I think would have gone down in history as a really good president, hurt himself, obviously with the Watergate scandal. But he opened relations with China. And fast forward to where we are today, China is now our biggest, unfortunately, debtor, and one of our biggest trading partners. But that wouldn't have happened if Richard Nixon hadn't opened up those relations, which had been isolated up to that point. And again, I'm going somewhere with this, so stick with me. I think what I'm saying to you is I was thinking back through my childhood and my young adulthood to who America was in front of the world. And it would have absolutely been a non-starter for any American president to embrace the leader of the then Soviet Union or of Russia and bring him to the United States of America and roll out the red carpet. Have our troops kneeling down, putting red carpet at the stairs of the Russian president's plane and meeting him with such fanfare, and then allowing him to ride in the Beast, which is the president's car, and do so while in the midst of this reception, there is a war going on that the Russian president propagated against a sovereign nation, Ukraine. It could have been Poland, it could have been Czechoslovakia, or any of the above. And our ally, Ukraine, bringing them here months earlier and berating and humiliating their president in the Oval Office in front of the world, and then embracing the Russian dictator, murderous thug that Vladimir Putin in fact is. He is a war criminal wanted. There is a warrant for his arrest in some, 50 countries? I want you to think about the fact that Reagan would have never done that. Clinton would have never done that. Obama would have never done that. George W. Bush would have never done that. George Herbert Walker Bush would have never done that. Biden certainly did not do that. Biden went to Ukraine at risk of his life against the advice of the Secret Service and went there and spoke to the people and let them know that America was with them. Putin has kidnapped children. He is at the behest of the murder of women and children in Ukraine and in Russia, innocents. And we brought him here, and I thought about Jim Lovell today. As I was sitting on my patio having coffee, I thought about this great American hero and John F. Kennedy daring to say that we would put a man on the moon. At a time when the Soviets had beat us in the space race, they were the first to have Yuri Gagarin go up in 1957, I believe it was. They were beating us, and somehow America rallied. And our space program became the envy of the world, and we put Neil Armstrong on the moon, and he walked on the moon. I'm only sorry that John F. Kennedy wasn't here to see it. And I've just really been meditating on the fact that I actually met Rosa Parks in my lifetime at the 30th anniversary of the March on Washington in 1993. I was a law student. I met Coretta Scott King. I knew John Lewis well. And I think of the amazing Americans that I've had the blessing to meet, standing and having a conversation with President 41, George Herbert Walker Bush, and him giving me a pen that I still have to this day from his pocket, and him telling me about the power of writing a handwritten note, something that I cherish to this day and that I still practice. And thinking of meeting Barack and Michelle Obama and having the blessing to cover them and laugh with them, and President Obama signing a book for my two nieces who are also biracial like him, and doing that for me from the Oval. And just every president that we've had up to this point has been a really decent, good American, without party being really important. Again, there are some we liked more than others, but none has been like this current president. And the Redefining Freedom Center is a 501c3, and our job is to be a bridge builder, to be a lighthouse, to be a way forward, to encourage all of us to figure out how we better talk to one another, hear one another, work together. That has always been really the great promise of America since its founding, since the founding fathers wrote the words in the Constitution to form a more perfect union. They understood that at our outset we were imperfect. In fact, we were blemished. We had a scourge, slavery. And but for slavery, Jillian Michaels, America would not be who she is today. That free labor, that 250 years worth of free labor, go to James Madison's Montpelier and look at the mere distinction of color exhibit. I happened to work on that and cover that when I was at NBC. And we did a story series on it that you can Google and find to this day. That exhibit is one of the most powerful exhibits because it talks about the connection of the economics of slavery and how it built America into the powerhouse it became, being the new kid on the block. Europe is thousands of years old. China is thousands of years old. America's only 400 years old. We're a baby. And this republic of ours just turned 249 this last July 4th, and it will turn 250 years old at the semi-sesquicentennial next year. 250 years. And yet, I have lived to see, much to my chagrin and my horror and my shame, an American president bring the Russian president here with his smug little smirk as he's propagating war against other human beings and dehumanizing and selling and trafficking them. And much to my shame, I saw an American president roll out the red carpet and give this guy a state welcome, as he had humiliated the president of Ukraine just months earlier. Europe is worried. America's worried. The world is worried about what happens next. You need to study history, and you need to understand that we are at a dangerous moment. Donald J. Trump has shamed America with his actions the other day in Alaska. There's no other way to say it. It's not partisan. It's not what America is. It's not who we show up as in the world. It's not who we should be in this moment. Vladimir Putin should have been arrested when he flew onto our soil. Not given a state visit treatment, not being able to walk past our B-52s, not being given a flyover and all this pomp, and then being able to ride in the Beast, which has the nuclear codes, which is a car that they say can withstand a nuclear blast. And the American president let the Russian dictator murderer, he killed Alexei Navalny. He murders people. They fall out of windows accidentally all of a sudden whenever they oppose him. America, you better wake up. This is not freedom. This is not who we are. This is not American exceptionalism. This is American disgrace and American shame. And again, as I thought of Jim Lovell today and all the astronauts in the early programs, the Mercury programs, I think of the women of Hidden Figures. If you haven't seen that movie or read the books, watch it. My sorority sister, Katherine Johnson, who I had the honor to meet when she was 99 years old at our boule for Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated in Houston back in 2018 when she was still walking this earth. These are the people that have made this country what it is, that have made us the light of the world, the shining city on a hill. And now we roll out the red carpet for Russian dictators. This is not freedom. We better wake up and we better start defending freedom and fighting for freedom and protecting freedom and demanding more from our leaders. I just wanted to check in and say that to the young people, I hope we do better by you in the coming months and years in the elections that are coming up. I hope we elect Americans who are visionaries, who want to bring people together, who want to bridge divides, not divide us further, not take us to our lowest tribalism, and instead push us to our highest, greatest, better angels, as Lincoln said. I hope that we have people like that in our midst who will do better and bring America back to her glory and her leadership for all the world as a light, as a beacon of hope. That's not who we are right now. And join us here at the Redefining Freedom Center. We are working towards our 250th anniversary, and we are all about how we make democracy stronger, how we make freedom more free, how we expand freedom to everyone, that everyone has a stake in it, that no one in this great nation is left out or left behind. And we can only do that if we work together. E pluribus unum, out of many, one. That's who we are. That's who we have to continue to be. This is a moment I pray we get past intact. I pray that we still have a United States of America come next July 4th, 2026, our 250th birthday. I don't know. I have concerns. The moment in Alaska was shameful. It was awful. And I think we all agree on that. I've seen the commentary. I've seen what people are saying, and it's not good. I hope we do better, and I hope you'll join us in this mission and go to our website at the Redefining Freedom Center, Virginia.org. Join us today. Donate today. We need your help. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.